Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Unfiltered. I'm your host, Chubbs McFarlane. Much appreciate the perspective we have the opportunity to learn from one another. Our stories are powerful and needed for the world. It took a pandemic like this for us to think.
I have focused on using my art as a tool.
Because the opportunities are vast.
And we have a crucial moment always to engage in that study right now.
We want more people on board for justice, equality, and liberty. I'm your host here, Chubbs McFarlane. Welcome to Unfiltered. Let's get started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Unfiltered. I'm your host, Chubbs McFarlane. It's a pleasure to be with you here today, this Sunday, and we are looking to have a fantastic show. We simply will be tuning in and streaming the live conference, Women's Conference, Women for Peace and Justice conference that is taking place. And right before we begin, I'm going to be talking to one of the organizers of this powerful conference on peace and justice in the Cameroons. And she's going to give us some perspective as to how this all came about and what the goals and objectives of this very powerful conference that has been put together is for. This conference brings together women who have been at the front lines of conflict, of peace movements, of justice movements across the globe in many different parts of the world. And they are going to be speaking to our Ambazonian women, or the women of Southern Cameroons, and providing some expertise, experience, and sharing some tips as to how they can put themselves together to advocate for a just, permanent peace in the ongoing conflict in the Cameroons. So we're very excited for this, and you're going to be listening to all these powerful ladies speak in just a moment. I am going to be having Dr. Emma Osong, one of the pioneers behind this conference, and she's going to give us a perspective. Thank you again for coming. Thank you for joining the show on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Please share this live stream, like it, leave your comments. We always appreciate hearing from our viewers. So in just a moment, I will have Dr. Osong here to have a quick chat, but thank you again for joining, and let me get Dr. Osong. Wow. Hello there, my able friend. You're looking like, wow. First of all, you look so beautiful. And
thank you, thank you.
African woman that's ready to battle.
Thank you, Mark. Great to be on the show. Looking forward to very substantive discussions this afternoon.
Exactly, yes.
Yes.
Well, I know you're a busy woman today, so I don't want to take so much of your time, but I know that our viewers are so excited to watch what you have organized in store with the women. And so before you came on, I had just told them that you will give us an executive overview of, you know, how this all came about, what is the vision behind it, and then we'll have you run off and get this event started, and then they can just watch.
Yes, I'm keeping an eye on the time. In exactly another 15 minutes, at a quarter of the hour,
right.
we start off the main program. which is going to be the highlight for the day. So I see you've thrown out a few questions out there for me. First of all, Mark, as always, thank you so much for allowing me to come on your platform. You know, you and I can stay on this for quite a bit, but let me just get quickly to why Women for Permanent Peace and Justice and how this whole idea came about. But I want to preface it by saying something, that we have to always keep in view what it is we are doing as it concerns the humanitarian catastrophe that's unfolding in Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. We should not forget that the platform that we stand on, whether we speak as women who want peace, permanent peace, or we speak as a human being who is outraged by war, that we are speaking for the voiceless, the faceless woman out there who today find herself bearing sons and husbands, living in bushes. So I want to first start by recognizing that it is because we have the ability to speak that we speak, and that the real victims are those voiceless and faceless women in Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. So why Women for Permanent Peace and Justice? It's a very simple idea, Mark. Throughout history, women have militated to bring quick and rapid end to wars. They have used the power they have to collaborate, to force the agenda, the singular agenda of peace, and to get the belligerents to come together sooner rather than later to end hostilities. As I'd like to say, throughout history again, men have created wars and women have borne the brunt. Wherever women have organized themselves with a singular agenda, they have succeeded in many instances to speed ahead and end their suffering. So Women for Justice, Women for Permanent Peace and Justice is a very simple idea to gather like-minded women throughout the world who are either direct victims or stakeholders to say that we want peace now, not peace later, and to figure out how we can tap into networks of other women who have done this before us, so we can understand how we build this bridge as we cross it. Nobody goes to school to learn the impacts of war. Nobody wants that. Now that we find ourselves dealing with this humanitarian catastrophe on our own families, how do we who are away from the battleground use our voices to begin to amplify the voice of the woman speaking on behalf of the real victims, to figure out how we gain capacities to, one, wage peace, as I say, and be peace builders, and get to a quick, swift end to this war that is killing so many of our own mothers, sisters, and brothers. So that's the singular idea. And of course, to commemorate September 22nd, 2017, it felt right to do this at this particular time, and to also remember those who stood up and resoundingly told the world that they are tired being a second-class citizen in the land of their own birth. So in commemoration of that date, this idea that was just embryonic took hold, and a lot of other women came together. And so you find now on Zoom, as well as streaming on Facebook, some highlights where people are joining in anticipation of the main panel discussions to share and to relive that memory, and to remind us that 58 years and counting, it is time we organize around peace. A permanent peace, why? Based on justice, because most people do not argue with the concept of peace. The trouble is the type of peace that is being given are the types that only allows us to bequeath a legacy of war to the next generation. It's a kind of peace that's decreed from the high offices of La République du Cameroun, Paul Biya. It's the type of peace that is through appeasement, and it's the type of peace through coercion and the peace at the barrel of the gun. So we are saying that we support internationally backed peace processes. We will stand behind any peace process, and right now, that process is the Swiss-led process. And we will remain vigilant. If that does not work for us, we will support any other peace process internationally endorsed that resolves this issue of killing us for a permanent, lasting solution, Mark. That's what I can offer.
Well, very, very well, eloquently put as always. Before I let you go, I'll just ask this. Give us a flavor of who's on the panel and some of the guests that you have. I understand there's some high-powered women on the panel.
Yes, as I told you, women have walked this path before us, and we're looking to learn from a really high, energetic, well-traveled, as I say, women waging peace. So we have on our panel someone from the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda at the ICC at The Hague. We have a panelist all the way from Indonesia. So at this moment, 12:30, it's 12:30 a.m. for her. She will be joining us. She is a mediator. She was an Atenese activist. Remember, for those who would have done their homework, Shadia was an activist in their own liberation and independence movement in Indonesia. We have people on opposite sides, much like us, Ambazonians and La République du Cameroun. We have panelists from South Sudan. As a matter of fact, stay tuned and join for the highlight of the first recipient of the 2020 United States Institute of Peace recipient on women building peace. So we are very excited to have her. She's from South Sudan. We also have a professor who is the first female chancellor of the University of South Sudan, and her colleague, peace builder and peace wager on Sudan. So people who have been at war and now have come together as women and are waging peace. We also have a former ex-combatant of the FARC revolution. You want to join in to hear this lady.
Wow.
I am so looking forward to hearing their experiences. She has a lot to share with us. So those are, I'll give you just a few of them. There are others. And we're very blessed to have Dr. Caroline join us. She's a CNN Fox commentator. So looking forward to a really, really spirited, engaging, safe space for all to come and listen, learn, share. As I say, this is not just about having another high-powered panel. It is about taking the conversation from the boardroom to the ground zero. We are simply standing in the gap for the voiceless and the faceless woman who is the real victim, such that we can lobby for their safety and security so they can take up the challenge of advocating for themselves to end this war. Right now, Mark, you know, any woman who dares to do this on ground zero will not be allowed. As we see, Bamenda and parts of all of Southern Cameroon are fully ghosted. We know the regime is already banning protest across the territory. So it is left for us to spearhead this, take on the march, and the moment these women can speak up for themselves, they would advocate for a swift end to this war and for the kinds of transitional justice that is owed them, and many others who can't speak.
Well, you know what? Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're so busy, but you've laid it all out. So fellow viewers, all you need to do now is to join and continue to watch the live stream. We will be streaming the entire event here on Unfiltered, and so plug in. And as you watch, if it's laid in your heart to support the cause that these women are leading on behalf of the women of Ambazonia, please reach out and ask, and we can provide you with a way to support. Thank you, Dr. Osong, for all that you do. We appreciate it, and I know you have a big job ahead, moderating this power panel.
It's a very humbling job, Mark. I stand on other women's shoulder. We all stand on each other's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
This is a kind of activity that we have to take along a lot of friends. Mm-hmm. It is daunting, it's humbling, and it's troubling. We have to summon the confidence and the fortitude to stay on and take this to its logical, peaceful end. So thank you so much for allowing me to come in and share a little bit, a few highlights of what's coming on in another 15 minutes.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll be talking again on later dates to kind of recap how this played out and what other things have come up of this.
Yes,
So,
I'd love to come back and share that with you.
All right, well, good luck. I shouldn't say good luck because you're very capable of that.
Tell your viewers to join us.
Have fun moderating, and I'll encourage a lot of viewers to join and watch what's happening.
Thank you so much, Mark. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Well, there you go, fellow viewers. That is Dr. Osong. She's one of the main organizers of this event. She's also going to be one of the moderators alongside with CNN Fox contributor, as she mentioned. So without much ado, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I want to encourage you to encourage your friends, encourage your neighbors, encourage others to watch this very powerful panel that's going to play out, and also get engaged in the struggle for permanent peace and justice in the Cameroons. This is something that we are all bent on ensuring that it happens, so that we do not pass this war, we do not pass this conflict, we do not pass this crisis, we do not pass these root causes of this conflict onto our children. We want to make sure that we are the generation that brings this to a positive, permanent end, and so that we can move forward stronger and move forward together and united in peace and justice. Thank you, fellow viewers. And right now, I am going to connect us to the show, and we are going to watch the unfolding of the event, the kickoff of the event. And at the very end, I probably will check in with you just to wrap up. So stay tuned, share, like, leave your comments, and we all appreciate it. I appreciate you. The team at Unfiltered appreciates you. And as you are enjoying this event and listening to these powerful women speak, have a great Sunday. Thank you. So we are now going to tune right into the Women for Permanent Peace and Justice.